Hello and a very warm welcome to day 6 of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. We've got live action to look forward to from Rio Centro Pavilion 2. This is the city's main exhibition and convention centre. We're located right next to Olympic Park. So almost ready to get going in the men's 88 kilo category. Athletes are warming up backstage, putting the final preparation before they step foot onto the biggest platform of all. And the atmosphere is hotting up in anticipation of what's about to happen. And for those of you new to the sport of powerlifting, athletes will compete head-to-head in the bench press discipline. This is a test to see quite simply who can lift the most. Athletes will only receive 3 attempts. It's their top weight that counts, and as with Olympic weightlifting, athletes are only categorised according to their body weight. Well, the guys in yellow, they're the spotters and the loaders for today. They will be responsible for changing the rack height and changing the weights. So here we are backstage in the warm-up room. Got a fantastic lineup of 10 lifters, which includes the Egyptian Hany Abdelhady, who will be defending champion from London. He's the former world champion as well. We've got the current world champion from 2014, Jordan's Mutaz Aljuneidi, and from Iran, Mohammed Khalaf, who placed 4th in London. He's the current Asian Para Games champion. Also a number of less experienced Paralympic debutants who fancy getting amongst the mix for the medals here in Rio. So a terrific lineup. Some of these lifters looking a little calmer than others. Some managing to afford a smile, while others are completely in the zone. They all prepare in very different ways. There's no right or wrong way to prepare psychologically, so long as when the lifter comes onto the platform, they can execute when it counts. So the weights that we see on the bar are colour-coded. Reds are 25 kilos, yellows 15. You've got these small 2.5 kilo discs on the bar there, and the collars are 2.5. So this is the lineup. 10 lifters, the body weights are on the right-hand side of the screen. The lightest weighing in at 83.5 kilos. That was Hideki Odo of Japan. The heaviest athlete, weighing in at 87.68, Hany Abdelhady of Egypt. Body weights will only come into play if 2 lifters lift the same. Well, the world record holder by an athlete that we are going to see today, Hany Abdelhady of Egypt, currently stands at 233 kilos. Paralympic standard is 225. Here are the referees in the men's 88 kilo category. They are in blue, they're seated and ready as the countdown clock gets closer to liftoff. Now here are the jury. These are the people that have the power to overturn any decisions that the referees may give.
Are you ready for powerlifting?
Está chegando a hora. Vamos juntos à contagem regressiva. Em 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So we are ready for liftoff here, day 6 of the men's 88 kilo powerlifting division. The competition we have lined up for you. The opening weights range from 160 kilos all the way up to 225. It's a rising bar, and it's done on a round robin system, so all of the lifters will have 1 attempt before we move on to round 2 and then round 3. So onto the platform for his first attempt from Japan, Hideki Odo. Starting weight is 160 kilos. Hideki Odo will be competing here in his third Paralympic Games. Represented in Beijing 2008, where he placed 8th, and in London 2012, placing 6th. Recent personal best of 196. Well, an indication that something hasn't quite gone to plan in terms of training and preparation for these Paralympic Games. He's way down on his best. 36 kilos, in fact, here. Well, bar comes down, under control, pauses. We have to wait to see if the referees are happy, and they are 2-1 in favour of the lifter. So a couple of things to watch out for in this category. The bar must go down under control, which it does. It must pause momentarily on the chest before being driven back to arm's length. Now the key thing to watch out for is the level of the bar. It must remain absolutely level. No tipping from side to side, or the referees will fail. 3 referees and a majority decision is good enough. So Hideki Odo of Japan is successful with his first attempt of 160. Goes straight up into the lead. He's not going to stay there for long, but he's in the competition.
Thank you. The bar is loaded to 180 kilos. First attempt from Egypt, Hany Abdelhady.
Barra pronta com 180 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Hany Abdelhady, do Egito.
Lifter to follow.
So up onto the platform now for his first attempt from Egypt, Hany Abdelhady, 36-year-old, defending champion from London. Finished 4th in Beijing and was world champion back in 2010. Huge personal best of 241 kilos, which was set 4 years ago in London, but choosing to start his campaign here in Rio on 180. Well, again, a sign that something hasn't gone quite right in his preparation and build-up. 61 kilos down is massive. It's a shame that he's not in the fighting form that he was 4 years ago. This for his opening attempt here at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games, 180 kilos. Well, the bar flies to arm's length, like there's nothing on it, looks for the decision, and of course, 3 white lights. You can see frustration written all over his face.
Floaters 190
I'm afraid we
kilos
don't
now,
have
rack
any
height
other
15.
information to bring you as to why he's so far down on his best, but based on that opening attempt, surely we're going to see a big increase between first and second. Hany Abdelhady moves into the lead.
Thank you. The bar is loaded 190 kilos. First attempt from Jordan. Mutaz Aljuneidi.
Barra pronta com 190 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Aljuneidi, da Jordânia.
Lifter to follow. Jegede, Nigeria.
Prepara, Jegede.
So strapping up, wrist supports on, nice and tight. Those wrist supports go just over the back of the hand, just to cover where the wrist flexes. Gives the wrist that bit of support. There's some serious weight the lifters will have on the arms. So the lifter onto the bench from Jordan, Mutaz Aljuneidi, 40 years of age, competing here in his third Paralympic Games. Best result was a third place finish in Beijing 2008. That was a personal best of 229 kilos, which was set when he won the World Championships 2 years ago. So, an athlete who has the calibre. 190 kilos on an opening attempt. I'm not sure the referees are going to be happy with the level of the bar. Dipped on the right side as we saw it. Far side of the bar, kind of gets left behind on the way back up.
192 kilos now, rack height 14.
Well, he's not having the best of starts here. Well, most of us, when we perform bench press in the gym, will have the luxury of using our legs to dig in, to stabilise. Based on the impairments of some of these lifters, they don't have that luxury, so it's all in the upper body and trunk.
192 kilos, first attempt from Nigeria. Opeyemi Jegede.
Barra pronta com 192 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Jegede, da Nigéria.
Lifter to follow. Vega, Cuba.
Prepara, Drake.
So the lifter marching onto stage from Nigeria. Opeyemi Jegede, 33 years of age. Competing here in his second Paralympic Games, placed 4th in London with a best of 205 kilos. Choosing to open his campaign with 192. The coach is allowed onto the platform with the lifter. 2 straps available. Don't have to use them. Well, the bar didn't look level, but I think it started in the same position as it finished. Maybe a discrepancy in the arm lengths. So long as there's no further tilting, the lifter will be okay. The referees are positioned all around the platform, so they all get slightly different views of the lift. Aggressive drive back to arm's length, wasn't it? So Opeyemi Jegede of Nigeria goes up into the lead.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 198 kilos. First attempt from Cuba. Oniger Vega.
Barra pronta com 198 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Vega de Cuba.
Lifter to follow.
Prepara Evanio da Silva.
From Cuba, we have Oniger Vega, 44-year-old, making his Paralympic debut. The Pan American Games champion last year with a best result of 195. Well, training has clearly gone well since then. Opening his campaign here with 198 kilos. This for a new personal best on the world stage. Well, it's a strong lift, but unfortunately unsuccessful in the referee's eyes. A small shake of the head.
Loaders 205 kilos now, rack height 13.
Down under control. Oh, does it pause for long enough? And there's a slight tip at the end of the lift. Yeah, the pause I think is okay. Disappointing start to Oniger Vega's campaign from Cuba. He'll have to come back on a second attempt.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 205 kilos, first attempt from Brazil, Evanio da Silva.
Barra pronta com 205 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Evanio da Silva do Brasil.
Lifter to follow. Ekhbayar, Mongolia.
Prepara Enkhbayar.
First attempt from Brazil, Evanio da Silva, competing in front of his home crowd at the age of 32, making his Paralympic debut here. Lifted 200 kilos in the World Championships 2 years ago, where he placed 6th. He's demonstrated some improvements since then, as he's choosing to open with 205 kilos. The strapping that the coaches are using, that's there to secure the legs onto the bench. Must have the feet, the hips, shoulders and head in contact with the bench throughout the lift. Well, small look to the scoreboards. Is it good enough? Yes, it is. 2-1 majority decision in favour of the lifter.
Loaders, more weight please. 210 kilos now.
So with this weight of 205 kilos, Evanio da Silva of Brazil moves into the lead. Just the start you want, especially in front of your home crowd.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 210 kilos, first attempt. From Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar.
Barra pronta com 210 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Enkhbayar da Mongólia.
Lifter to follow, Khalaf, United Arab Emirates.
Prepara, Khalaf.
The next lifter is from Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar, making his Paralympic debut at the age of 31. Has a best result of 205. Well, that was 2 years ago at the Asian Para Games. Stepping up in weight, opening here in Rio with 210 kilos.
1 minute.
Well, strong to arm's length. There's always that anxious look to the referee's decision, and it's a good lift. 3 white lights. Well, that moves Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar from Mongolia up into the lead.
Now, rack height 16.
Mineiros, por favor, montar a barra com 212 quilos. Suporte
Powerful
16.
drive to arm's length. No issues with the weight. We could see a few more kilos on the bar for his next attempt. There's confirmation that he's in the lead.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 212 kilos, first attempt. United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Khalaf.
Barra pronta com 212 quilos para a primeira tentativa de Mohammed Khalaf, Emirados Árabes Unidos.
So from the United Arab Emirates, we see Mohammed Khalaf come onto the platform, competing here in his 5th Paralympic Games. Well, an athlete of some experience. He was the champion in 2004 in Athens, silver medalist in Beijing 2008. Unfortunately, did not register a weight 4 years ago in London. So he's here to try and get himself back on the podium. Well, if successful, this lift of 212 will put him straight up into the lead.
One minute.
Well, super strong in the upper body. You can see how quickly the bar returned to arm's length, and the referees are satisfied. From the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Khalaf moves himself straight up into a medal position, into the lead.
4 kilos down. Rack height 14.
Mineiros, por favor, montar a barra com 224 quilos. Suporte 14.
Well, bar looks uneven there. Looks straighter at the top, maybe a little lucky there. Needs to be careful. So the Paralympic standard currently stands at 225 kilos.
People's Republic of China.
Next lifter to the platform from the People's Republic of China,
Barra pronta.
Ye Jixiong,
24 quilos para a primeira tentativa.
choosing to open just a kilo shy of that standard, 224 kilos. If successful, will put him right up into the lead.
Prepara, Solhipouravanji.
Ye Jixiong just acknowledging the referees. Always good to keep the referees on your side. 23-year-old making his Paralympic debut. Well, very aggressive, driving back to arm's length. The referee's decision is no lift. Well, that's a setback for the youngster from China, Ye Jixiong, unsuccessful here with 224 kilos. Far side of the bar just comes up slightly quicker than the near side. You can see the elbows don't quite lock out at the same time.
Loaders move more weight during a competition than anyone else.
There, just loses control. Well, it's going to cost him his first attempt. This isn't just a test of physical strength, this is a test of control and a strong mindset.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 225 kilos, first attempt. Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Solhipouravanji.
Barra pronta, 225 quilos para a primeira tentativa. Solhipouravanji, República Islâmica do Irã.
Lifter to follow, Odo, Japan.
Prepara Odo.
Onto the platform with Emission, the remaining lifter in the men's first round. It's 88 kilo powerlifting division. We have from Iran, Seyedhamed Solhipouravanji. And he wants to go one better than 4 years ago in London, where he finished 4th. By the looks of it, he's got his sights set on 3 positions higher. 2nd in the World Championships 2 years ago. He's the current Asian Para Games champion. Well, he wants this. 225. Well, what do you think? Is that bar level? What do the referees think? No lift. The centre referee gave it to him. 2 side referees not happy with the line of the bar. Didn't look level to me. See how much the arms are shaking. Far side of the bar coming up much quicker than the near side. Well, he finds himself without a lift at the end of the first round. Seyedhamed Solhipouravanji of Iran under some pressure now as he goes into round 2.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 170 kilos, second attempt from Japan.
So the standings after round 1, currently sitting in first place from the United Arab Emirates, 212 kilos, Mohammed Khalaf in silver medal position. We have from Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar in bronze medal position after round 1 from Brazil, Evanio da Silva. So round 2 in the men's 88 kilo powerlifting division brings out Japanese lifter Hideki Odo. His lower limbs are impaired due to a motorbike accident at the age of 18. He met a powerlifter who had also sustained a spinal cord injury while he was in hospital, who encouraged him to try the sport. Well, what a conversation that has turned out to be. He's now in his 3rd Paralympic Games. 170 kilos on the bar, 10 kilos up from his successful opening attempt. Oh, nowhere near. Side spotters had to jump in and intervene. Not sure what happened there. Difficult to see from the side. It's okay, I think. Centre referee had to ask quickly for that bar to be re-racked. It almost slipped off his chest. Let's have a look from this angle. Down, under control. Pushes. Oh, the side spotters so quick to respond. Excellent work from them. That could have been nasty. That's a big weight to be dropping onto the neck. 190 kilos. Well done from the side spotters. Well, he's okay. Hideki Odo of Japan, unsuccessful with 170. He still has one attempt remaining.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 190 kilos. Second attempt from Jordan, Mutaz Aljuneidi.
Barra pronta com 190 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Aljuna da Jordânia.
Second attempt now for Egypt's Hany Abdelhady, defending champion, having clearly had a difficult run up to these Paralympic Games, way down on his best. Has taken a 10 kilo increase. Apologies, I'm calling the wrong lifter. We've got from Jordan, Mutaz Aljuneidi. Missed his first attempt with 190, is now coming out for the same weight again. Or can the 40-year-old from Jordan succeed here? He has paraplegia as a result of the effects of polio contracted when he was 5. It's a big drive back to arm's length. The first attempt was failed by the referees. What do they make of it this time? He's got it. Good lift. 190 kilos. He's in the competition. Better control on this attempt.
Anilheiros, por favor, montar a barra com 200 quilos, suporte 17.
Correction, rack height 17. 200 kilos, rack height 17.
Wow, just about level. So it looks like he's complaining of an injury, either in the hand, wrist. Something's happened there on the side of his hand. Could well be that he split the skin. So much pressure through the hand, especially when the wrist wraps are done up pretty tight.
Hany Abdelhady.
Barra pronta com 200 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Abdelhady do Egito.
Lifter to follow. Jegede, Nigeria.
Prepara, Jegede.
So now we have the Egyptian Hany Abdelhady. So took 180 kilos on his opening attempt. He is the defending champion, has a huge best of 241, and as suspected has taken a decent size increase between first and second attempts, 20 kilos up. Weight on the bar now, 200. Well, it's aggressive back to arm's length. The referee's happy, looks to the scoreboard. Yes, they are. 3 white lights. Now he's firing up. So 200 kilos, he only has 1 attempt remaining. He's going to need at least a 10 kilo increase for his 3rd attempt if he wants to get in amongst the medals. Well, remember, it's not the weight you start on, it's the weight you finish on that is so, so important. Maybe this was part of the tactics, I doubt it, but he's trying hard to recover, put himself up in contention.
Lifter to follow, Vega, Cuba.
From Nigeria, Opeyemi Jegede of Nigeria, 33 years of age. His impairment are the results of the effects of polio. Well, upper body definitely not impaired in any way, shape or form. Coming out now for a big 200 kilos. This is where the body weights come into play. He has a body weight of 84.8 compared to Hany Abdelhady that we've just seen from Egypt, 87.68. So, if successful, this lift would be enough to move up into 4th position ahead of the Egyptian. Oh, easy lifting. And it's a good lift. 200 kilos from the Nigerian. It's not good enough for a medal position just yet. It's good enough to keep him within touching distance. Nigerians all choosing to have their hands fairly close. You are restricted by the rings on the bar. You're allowed onto those rings, you're allowed to cover them, but you're not allowed to go wider. Opeyemi Jegede confirms his place in 4th at this stage. Well, chalking up and ready to go from Cuba, Oniger Jesus Vega. Fell off a moving train, which resulted in both legs being severed. After his accident, he's been recruited by the Cuban Association to participate in powerlifting. He was named among the 10 most outstanding Paralympic athletes in 2015 by the Cuban Sports Institute. Coming out here for 200 kilos. He missed 198 on his opening attempt, has gone up by 2 kilos. And if successful, this will be enough for 5th. Body weight's playing a big factor right now in determining the positions. Well, drives to arm's length. Does the bar stay level? He looks to the scoreboard. This time he's got it. And there's the nod that we've been looking for and the hug from the coach. He's in the competition, currently in 5th position.
Brasileiros, por favor, montar a barra com 210 quilos. Suporte 3.
The big muscle groups that come into play here, the pectorals or the chest muscles, fronts of the shoulders and the triceps. Hugely developed, they need to be for this sport. That's where all the power comes from.
Barra pronta com 210 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Evanio da Silva do Brasil.
Next up from Brazil, Evanio da Silva, his Paralympic debut, successful with 105 kilos. He's currently in the bronze medal position. He's now opted for 210 kilos. Now this to put the pressure on the rest of the field, who are playing catch up as they go into round 3. If successful here, Da Silva will move into the silver medal position by virtue of lighter body weight.
One minute.
Well, the eyes wide open, the determination. You can see the focus in him when he's lifting. Prepared himself mentally before. And it paid off. Watch now the control on the way down. Pauses. Works hard to get it back to arm's length. 210 kilos. Evanio da Silva of Brazil, well, he moves now up into silver medal position.
The bar is loaded. 217 kilos, second attempt from Mongolia. Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar.
Barra pronta com 217 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Enkhbayar da Mongólia.
Lifter to follow. Khalaf.
Prepara Khalaf.
Well, a respectful bow from the lifter from Mongolia. Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar, 31-year-old, has now chosen to go for 217 kilos. He was successful with 210 on the opening attempt. This to move him up into the lead. Well, was the bar level? That's the decision the referees will have to make. And it's a no lift. Well, the left side of the bar slightly lower than the right on the way up. There we are, starts to lose control.
220 kilos.
Never level, I'm afraid.
Artilheiros, por favor, montar a barra com 220 quilos, suporte 16.
Well, he's going to need to come out with a bit more control on his final attempt. Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar from Mongolia finds himself still in the bronze medal position. Still have a couple of lifters that didn't register a result in round 1. They could be big contenders for the medals. Mohammed Khalaf of the United Arab Emirates, well, he was successful on his opening attempt. 212 kilos was the weight lifted. He's opted for 220 on a second attempt. polio as a young child, resulting in paralysis in his legs. His uncle encouraged him to start. And in his own words, he said, "I fell in love with the sport. It symbolises challenge and strength. If you don't train for a week, you come back and you have to start from scratch. That's why I admire powerlifting, because you can never stop." And he's quite right. As soon as you give yourself a break in a strength sport, you soon lose all the gains that you've made. $220. Drives back to arm's length, looks strong, and he waits. What's the decision? It's a good lift, it's a great lift. 220 kilos, he extends his lead. 47 years of age, competing in his 5th Paralympic Games.
25 kilos now, rack height 16.
Well, he became the first ever United Arab Emirates athlete to win a Paralympic gold medal when he won gold in Athens in 2004. True role model for others aspiring to this level. So in the lead, Mohammed Khalaf of United Arab Emirates.
Second attempt, Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Solhipouravanji.
Well, from Iran, we now have Mohammed Solhipouravanji coming up onto the platform. The 27-year-old, well, he wants better than he got in London, which was a 4th place finish. His ambition is to become a Paralympic champion. He has the ability, he has the potential. He's missed his first attempt with 225 kilos. Coming out here for his second attempt on the same weight. Needs this to get himself up into the lead. Well, comes back to arm's length, okay. Is the control good enough? And still, the referees have said no. Drops slightly on the left side at the end of the lift. Well, this is an important moment for the Iranian.
Another kilo, please.
Failed now with his first 2 attempts. He only has 1 lift remaining.
26 kilos, rack height
At this point where he starts to drift to the left as we look at it. The problem is these lifters don't have the luxury of being able to stabilise with the lower body. It's all in the upper body and trunk.
Thank you. The bar is loaded. 226
So
kilos.
no lift again.
Second attempt.
1 attempt
People's
remaining.
Republic of China. Ye Jixiong.
Barra pronta, 226 quilos para a segunda tentativa de Vega da China.
If successful, this will place him in first position and give him a new Paralympic record.
Só trata de conseguir realizar o
Onto the platform now from China, Ye Jixiong, the 23-year-old making his debut.
Odo.
Failed with 224 kilos on his opening attempt, has now gone to 226. If successful, this will be a new Paralympic Games record. A huge lift, which would take him up into gold medal position. All to play for. Well, aggressive to unrack. And aggressive back to arm's length, surely this time. A new Paralympic record, it's not there. Well, there are some questions to be asked.
Loaders, 170 kilos now, rack height 14, 170, rack height 14.
Controls, looks good there, just dips only a fraction on the right hand side of the bar. That's enough to cost him. The pause was okay. Well, he's under pressure. At the end of round 2, the two lifters who are favourite for gold and silver, and they find themselves in a spot of bother, having both failed twice.
From Japan, Hideki Odo.
Here are the results after the second round. Nothing confirmed just yet, but in the lead from the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Khalaf. In second place, we have Evanio da Silva of Brazil, and in third place, from Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar. A couple of those lifters probably didn't expect to find themselves still in medal contention after round 2. Well, they are. And now we begin round 3 of the men's 88 kilo powerlifting division here from the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Onto the bench, no messing around, Hideki Odo of Japan. Successful with 160 on a first attempt, missed 170 second time round. Staying on the same weight again for his third attempt. Well, the spotters were quick to step in on his previous attempt. Super switched on again here in his third and final round. Unable to get the bar moving once it had paused on the chest.
Loaders 200 kilos now, rack height 15.
Primeiros, por favor, montar a barra 200 quilos, suporte 15.
So Hideki Odo from Japan, good effort, but will have to be content with the 160 that he set on his opening lift. Finds himself back down in 8th position at the moment. That could be worse. He's inside the top 10. Spotters have done a tremendous job here, lifting and lowering the weights for every athlete that comes onto the platform. Waiting in the wings from Jordan, Mutaz Aljuneidi. Once the athlete has been called, they will receive 2 minutes when they need to start the first attempt. Now, just indicating to the crowd that he loves everyone. Support here has been immense. Aljuneidi did not compete at the 2012 Paralympic Games in London. He was sent home from a pre-Games training camp in Northern Ireland for misbehaving. The officials are not happy, so said no, off you go, back home. Well, hopefully he's learnt his lessons and he's here and means business. So 190, good lift on his second attempt, has now gone to 200 kilos. I think we've got a problem here with the rack heights. Aljuneidi is just indicating that these racks are either too high or too low, I'm not sure which. It's an error from the spotters. Well, we're just saying what a great job they've done. Everybody's entitled to a mistake. Well, that's nowhere near level. Spotters need to stand in. Oh, there's really a need to look to the scoreboard. Surely he knew that one was nowhere near. Content now with 190 kilos from his second attempt.
Floaters 205 kilos now, rack height 15.
Anilheiros, por favor, montar a barra com 205 quilos, suporte 15.
Kilos, rack height is 15. Bar loaded. 205 kilos, third attempt. From Cuba, Oniger, Vega.
Barra pronta com 205 quilos para a terceira tentativa de Drake Vega, de Cuba.
Lifter to follow. Abdelhady, Egypt.
Prepara Abdelhady.
He's onto the platform now for his third and final attempt from Cuba. Oniger, Vega. 200 kilos was successful. Apparently finds himself in 5th position, has now opted for 205. This would put him into 4th place. Well, it's going back to arm's length. It's close. The referee's decision, it's not just a good lift, it's the best one we've seen so far from Oniger Vega. From Cuba, 205 kilos.
215 kilos now.
Moves himself up into 4th place. It's a fantastic result from the man from Cuba.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 215 kilos. Third attempt from Egypt, Hany Abdelhady.
There's the celebrations, and thoroughly deserved.
Lifter to follow. Jegede, Nigeria.
Prepara Jegede.
So the lifters in this men's 88 kilo category have sensed what is happening at the top end of proceedings. The 2 favourites are yet to register a good lift, and everybody right now is fancying their chances of getting amongst the medals. So the bar has now gone up to 215 kilos for the third attempt of Egypt's Hany Abdelhady. Successful. 200. Remember, he is the defending champion. These weights he has done time and time before. Clearly hampered by some form of injury in his preparation for these games. Abdelhady attempts this weight. If successful, will move him up into second place. Well, it's not to be. He doesn't have the foundations of training behind him that he would have liked. So disappointing when he knows he's capable of so much more. Hany Abdelhady will have to put this occasion behind him. Doesn't matter what weights you've been up to in the past, you do need a good strength foundation behind you. And clearly here, he's pushing a bit beyond what he's been up to.
Thank you. The bar is loaded, 215 kilos. Third attempt from Nigeria, Opeyemi Jegede.
So finishing down in sixth place. He'll be back in 4 years.
Lifter to follow, Ekhbayar.
So the cat and mouse game has begun. In the third round, the lifters are able to change their weights twice. The next lifter onto the platform from Nigeria, Opeyemi Jegede. Successful with 192 kilos on a first attempt, then successful again with 200. Well, he's gone for 215 in an attempt to get in amongst the medals. Here we go. No lift. Referee asks for the bar to be re-racked.
No lift.
Well, he did everything he needed. Wasn't to be today. Anything less than that wouldn't have been enough.
Loader, 217 kilos now. 217 kilos, rack height 14.
Caminheiros, por favor, montar a barra com 217 quilos, suporte 14.
Loaders,
There's only 4 lifters, 5 lifters remaining in round 3 of the men's 88 kilo category powerlifting division. All 5 of them are close enough to have the opportunity for a medal.
Rack height is 13. Thank you, Warren. 215 kilos, third attempt.
So the lifter that is currently in silver medal position from Brazil, Evanio da Silva, he is going to be next out.
Evanio da Silva do Brasil.
Lifter to follow, Ekhbayar.
Prepara Ekhbayar.
Successful with his previous 2 lifts, 205, 210. He's now gone a steady 215. This won't be enough to take the lead, but it will be an extension on his position in the silver medal place.
One minute.
he pushes through, gets the bar back to arm's length. The fist bump is there, but it's been failed. Wow. See, trembling underneath the bar. Absolutely pushing himself to the limit. Just losing control there. Near side of the bar, dips. Just a fraction, only the tiniest dip on the left side. Well, that's cost him his third and final attempt. Finds himself still in silver medal position. He can do no more but sit and wait. Got an appeal going in from the Brazilian coach. The appeal must be in writing, together with €100, submitted to the jury within 1 minute of the lifter coming off the platform. So, on to the bench. Lifter from Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar. 31-year-old making his Paralympic debut. Was successful with his opening attempt of 210 kilos. That, at the moment, is enough for a bronze medal position. Missed 217 on his second. Here we go again, same weight. Drives back to arm's length, but I fear it may not be good enough to satisfy the referees. So, he is in a medal position, but we have two lifters remaining in round 3 that are yet to get a result. Sit and wait, see if that's going to be good enough.
The bar is loaded, 225 kilos, third attempt. Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Solhipouravanji.
Barra pronta, 225 quilos para Solhipouravanji, República Islâmica do Irã.
Lifter to follow, Ye.
Prepara, Ye.
From the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Solhipouravanji comes out now for his third and final attempt. He wanted to become the champion. He still has that opportunity, but failures with 225 on his first 2 attempts. He needs this weight now to get himself onto the podium. All or nothing on this final lift. And you can almost see the desperation in his face. He knows the importance. Here we go. Drives, but it's not going to be good enough. That bar is not level. Fear the referees are going to fail this, and he's going to be out of the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. Well, what a disappointing day in the office. Mohammed Solhipouravanji of Iran.
Loaders, 226 kilos now. 226 kilos, rack height 14.
Maybe question whether he started too heavy. Had a best of 226 coming into this Games. Clearly he's done more in training. It's not the weight you start on that's important, it's the weight you finish on.
Thank you. The bar is
Well, there's some celebrations backstage from the Brazilian Evanio da Silva. Why? Because he can finish no lower than a bronze medal.
If successful, this lift will put him in first and set a new Paralympic record.
Se o atleta conseguir realizar o movimento, será o novo recorde paralímpico da categoria.
So Evanio da Silva from Brazil will be watching anxiously again. Because if a lifter in picture
Lifter to follow.
from China, Ye Jixiong, is unsuccessful here, da Silva could stay in the silver medal position. Ye Jixiong from China, similar position, does not have a registered lift on the board. 2:26, an attempt at the Paralympic record, and to go into the lead. All or nothing here. Well, it's going to be nothing. Two lifters with the biggest openers in round one have crashed out the men's 88 kilo powerlifting division here in Rio. How disappointing for the Chinese lifter.
226 kilo stage. Rack height now is 16.
Amigos, por favor, montar a barra com 226 quilos, suporte 16.
Well, it also means that Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar of Mongolia is guaranteed a bronze medal.
Mohammed Khalaf.
Brazil's Evanio da Silva stays in second, and in picture right now we have the remaining lifter in the round three, Mohammed Khalaf. He was the champion back in Athens in 2004, second place in Beijing, 2008, didn't get a result in London, and now at the age of 47 years, will be crowned Paralympic champion once again. .226 kilos, the weight on the bar. This, the new Paralympic record, and the icing on the cake. Well, it just, almost goes to arm's length, not to be, but I don't think he's going to be that bothered. At the age of 47, he will be crowned Rio 2016 Paralympic champion, 12 years after his first victory. So Mohammed Khalaf of the United Arab Emirates played the most intelligent game here in the men's 88 kilo category. Didn't come out on the heaviest, but he finished on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay in your positions for the upcoming victory ceremony of the men's up to 88 kilo competition. Thank you.
Senhoras e senhores, por favor, permaneçam em seus lugares para a cerimônia de premiação da categoria masculina de até 88 quilos. Obrigado.
I told you. 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 Yeah.
Wonderful pictures backstage. A man that is highly respected in the world of powerlifting. Probably the most experienced lifter in the field. And he is the men's 88 kilo category winner, Mohammed Khalaf, United Arab Emirates. Here are the final standings. It's not what we anticipated. Two favourites, well, they're down at the bottom of the results board with no results. Your winner, Mohammed Khalaf of United Arab Emirates. In second place, Brazil, with their lifter Evanio da Silva. And in third place, from Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar.
The organizing committee for the How about knowing about a new Paralympic sport? Spectators wishing to purchase tickets for this sport or any others should visit the ticket box office near the spectators entrance or go online, www.rio2016.com/tickets. Come on back to powerlifting. The Paralympic Games run up until September 18th.
Que tal conhecer mais outros esportes paralímpicos? Ingressos para todos os outros eventos estão à venda em nossas bilheterias ou pelo site www.rio2016.com/ingressos. A Paralimpíada acontece até o dia 18 de setembro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for powerlifting, men's up to 88 kilo competition.
Senhoras e senhores, a cerimônia de premiação do halterofilismo da categoria masculina até 88 quilos.
Please welcome the medalists.
Por favor, deem as boas-vindas.
Well, the medalists for the victory ceremony of the men's 88 kilo powerlifting division. Got lifters here that making their Paralympic debut. Didn't think they would find themselves on the podium. Just shows that anything can happen in the world of sport.
The medals will be presented by
I think we have three very happy
As medalhas serão
recipients.
entregues pelo membro da Ordem Paralímpica.
Professor Donald Royer,
So those making
accompanied
medal
by
presentations,
Game
Professor
Services
Donald Royer,
Director
the
of Rio
Paralympic
2016.
Order recipient.
Acompanhado pelo diretor de serviços
He
dos
will be
Jogos Rio
accompanied
2016.
Mr. Tom
By Mr. Todd
Severson.
Severson, the Rio 2016 director.
Bronze medalist representing Mongolia,
Medalha de bronze representando a Mongólia.
Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar.
In bronze medal position from Mongolia, Sodnompiljee Enkhbayar. 210 kilos was enough to take the bronze.
Silver medalist representing Brazil,
Medalha de prata representando o Brasil, Evanio da Silva.
Well, the crowd applaud their lifter from Brazil, Evanio da Silva. Tears of joy as he finds himself in the silver medal position.
gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing United Arab Emirates,
Medalha de ouro e campeão paralímpico dos Emirados Árabes Unidos,
Mohammed Khalaf.
12 years after winning the title in Athens 2004 from the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed Khalaf is the champion once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of United Arab Emirates.
Senhoras e senhores, o hino dos Emirados Árabes Unidos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Senhoras e senhores, os medalhistas paralímpicos.
Well, at the age of 47, Mohammed Khalaf just proving that age really is no barrier. Paralympic champion in the men's 88 kilo category. Some big smiles, and I'm sure we're going to see some big celebrations.
When leaving your seat and exiting the venue, please take unwanted items with you and place them in the available waste bins of the Rio Centro Pavilion 2. Thank you.
Ao deixar seu assento, por favor, leve seu lixo para ser depositado.
Well, an emotional conclusion to the men's 88 kilo powerlifting division from Rio Centro Pavilion 2 at the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games.
Please assist us by leaving the venue as quickly as possible. Spectators are waiting to enter for the next session. Thank you.
Pedimos a todos que deixem seus assentos assim que possível, para que possamos permitir a entrada dos espectadores para a próxima sessão. Obrigado.
The organizing committee for the Paralympic Games would like to thank you for coming and hope you enjoyed the event.
O comitê organizador dos Jogos